and pro 2A brother. Of course, he loves black people and always is on those causes as well. Good people person all the way around, not just black people. So we're mourning him, but he would want us to continue to go on and make sure we are prepared and ready to handle any situation. So shout out
Yeah.
to my brother.
Shout out, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I just been running around getting some provisions, man, and
Shout out, man. Shout
Same
out.
here, same
creating
here.
another bag, and I got this right here.
Running around.
It's first aid and survival quick grab.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to
Okay.
Coy. What's going
There
on?
you
What's good
go.
with you?
I like that. What up, brother Coy? I like that. It's interesting that you were doing that because I'm doing some of the same things. I'm like kind of multiplying some of the things that I'm doing and making sure that I'm
Yeah.
going through today. Everything's kind of in disarray because I'm going back in and redoing my inventory. But I got a bag from
Hmm.
Condor. This is a IFAC med kit bag from Condor from Amazon.
Hmm.
And I like it, so I'm building this out. This is one of the things I'm doing today. It has a quick detach, so this can be mollied
Oh yeah,
back
that's nice.
to your belt, or you can put it on like on my big mic kit, my primary. I can take this off and Velcro it to the top, so or hang it up, or so it's multiple options. So I'm building this out as well because you can't have too much mid. You can never have too much mid. So
That's
this
good.
is again Condor. I have a few things from them that have tested out pretty good. So yeah, you can't have too much medical people. So
Yeah. Shout out to
uh,
Tap In Production and OG $2 for coming in.
OG, what's up, people? How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's doing well this week.
Oh man,
OG,
and
two
hey,
dollar.
guess what, man? I found this out in the marina section over at Academy, man. I thought, I said, let me bring this in and see if people about this. Now, this is an orange smoke signal.
Gotta have it. Love it. I love it already. I didn't even
Yeah,
say-
yeah, it's just being prepared, man. It says burn for 60 seconds, but I
there
guess
you
you
go.
drop that smoke 60 seconds, you can relocate very fast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gotta have that OPSEC. That's so and TACSEC. So if you have to get out of a situation or identify an area, having those things on hand
Oh
and
yeah.
knowing how to use them is always key. You can't have. I never heard anybody complaining about having too much kit. I've heard people complain about not having not enough or the right thing in their kit. So um,
Yeah.
that's important, man. We have to kind of think outside of the box. You're looking over a lot of different situations that are taking place,
Yeah.
and you're seeing how people have to adapt and use things that they didn't have or wishing they had some of these things. So now's the time to get a lot of this stuff and think about a lot of this stuff, especially if you have areas of expertise and you know about it. Share that with the community. Share that with people because some of us, it makes me a lot of times tells me about stuff I had no idea. But he has a lot of experience in there. So I'm like, oh wow, I never thought about that. I never thought about this. So if we share this stuff, it helps not just just you because you have somebody else to bounce stuff off of. It helps everybody else because then they can pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. So don't be afraid to come up in here. He drops that link in there. She fires. What's good? What's good?
Oh yeah. Let me go
So
ahead and post this in here.
share that information. Get up in here. Let's chop it up. Let's have some dialogue because this is not a one-way street. This is everybody coming in here and sharing and building and because again, I went out. I'm going back going through this book once again.
Mm,
The survival medicine guide.
yeah.
It's an excellent resource. Everybody should have this in their kit. They have a more extensive one, but this one is excellent to have because it gives you some basic understandings and knowledge on what it takes to be able to get out there in a survival situation. And it's different when you talk about a survival situation, not like this little picture that they have here. If you're out in the wilderness, you're out in your little tent and, it's a different priority of level of healthcare that you have to give. Basically, you're keeping people healthy and being that first responder on the scene, stabilizing them, not doing any harm, not doing anything that's going to hurt somebody. And then
Yeah.
you're evacuating them to an area where they may have a higher quality of healthcare, more healthcare. But when you get into a situation Where this happens, you know, that's a
Oh
different
man.
scenario. That's a different scenario. Because you,
Hey, that's a different barbecue.
that's a different barbecue,
That's a
almost
different.
literally.
What
So,
That's
up? What
different
up?
$2.
what up, $2? So you have to be ready and get out there and practice some of these things. Be able to get some, know how to cook, some food outside New Orleans, but also provide some of that health care. And this book really goes in depth, or gives you a good basic understanding, I should say, on what you need, what the level of expectation is, and how to get started. Because you really will be your first and only responder in the situation, and also for your family. So put this in your library, get it in your library, put it in your kit
Hey,
because it's extremely
hey,
valuable.
BP.
Yes.
Could you show the author again?
Okay, the author, Joseph Alton.
Okay.
He has a couple of books that are out there. This is an excellent resource. Joseph Alton, you can get it on Amazon, get
Survival
it in the
medicine.
next couple of days, but there is a run on this. I saw a couple of preppers saying that, they're finding it harder and harder to get. So
Yeah.
get this in your library. Put it in an electronic form. Get it and put it on your backup devices. Have this
Mm.
stuff out there. If we have time, I was going to go over one of the sections,
Go
uh,
for it, man.
Shameless.
basically
Hear me.
on on what we need to
Sorry.
have in
Trying to
our
get the
kit.
shameless plug.
And every week I'll go over a little bit of it. Basically, the first one I want to go over is essential over-the-counter medications. This is stuff you can get any and everywhere. And one of the best places to go is the Dollar Generals and those dollar stores and get some of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off so I can see, which is contrary. Basically, ibuprofen is one of those things where you want to get a pen and paper. Ibuprofen is one of the things you want to have. Acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, is something else that you want to have. Aspirin is another thing that you definitely want to have. Imodium, Imodium,
Mm-hmm.
Lepromide, which is something that helps with your digestive tract. When you got the runs and you don't have time for the runs, that helps maybe to help you to get on and move on. It helps some of that nausea and vomiting as well. So when you have diarrheal issues, Antivert is a medication also for nausea and vomiting. So a lot of these have other medications that you can also use in their place, but these are just the basic generic medications. You want to have an antibiotic ointment, and we talked about that. How you want to go ahead and get yourself a ophthalmic type of one you could put in your eye, and you could use that for eye abrasion stuff like that, which happens more often than people think. So you can use that for those type of things. So if you got get any kind of corneal abrasion, you can use it for that, but you can also use it for wounds like I did with my finger. So infection is one of the primary things that you should want to guard against because that can take you out more than pretty much anything else. So your antibiotic ointment, Benadryl, that's something for allergies. For me, I know Zyrtec works better, so you can have one or both of those or something. Allergies, people are coughing, sneezing, having a
Mhm.
lot of discomfort that can cause problems, and so you want to be able to take care of that. Sudafed's another thing that's again over-the-counter medication that you can get.
I think
Hydrocortisone cream is another thing. Very cheap, very inexpensive. So if you have any kind
Mm-hmm.
of irritations to the skin, that can help
Yeah,
with the
bug bites
inflammation
and
on
stuff.
that. Exactly, bites and stuff. So kids aren't scratching. Kids are bad with that. You know how they want to keep scratching. If it itches, they're going to scratch it, which can lead to infections and stuff like that. So something that could at least aid in the comfort level of people, which goes a long way when you're in these type of situations. So these aren't like curative things, but they prevent a lot of other things. It's better
Mm-hmm.
to stay healthy than
Mhm.
to get healthy when you get in those situations. So you're trying to prevent, things from going awry. So worse infections, topical infections, which leads to systemic infections. Just have a few more. Prilosec. A lot of times people are eating stuff that they
Mhm.
aren't used to. I know I just started getting into my canning, so I got my chili canned here. And
Mhm.
if it has too much chili, too much grease in there, it might be a little irritating to your stomach and stuff like that. So that Prilosec helps with maybe if you're, having that, gastric reflux, which can lead to issues
Yeah.
if you constantly have that. irritation of the airways and stuff like that. If they do it while they're asleep, they can also aspirate some of that stuff, which leads to all kinds of other problems. So that Prilosec and other things that are in that family of medications help to prevent that. Two more,
Okay.
we
Yeah, we
have
got.
Lotrimin, which is
Mhm.
an antifungal. We always think about antibacterial medications and stuff like that, but sometimes there are irritations on the skin which are fungal. And you could put Lotrimin like athlete's foot or vaginal infections for women. All those things are things that you want to have in your kit and have them available. So Lotrimin is another thing. And then the last thing is a multivitamin. If you're in a situation where you're eating, foods you don't have, I'm gonna go ahead and show off my chicken wings as well. Don't have
Mhm.
food and nutrients on there available. A
Hey,
multivitamin.
Poindexter, I got
Yes,
a
sir.
question.
Yes, sir.
Corey said how often you should change them out, and that would
Change
be,
your medications.
I mean, yeah, whatever he was talking about.
You want to look at those expiration dates. Every one of these packages, like I'm building out that kit I talked about, each one
Yeah.
of these have an expiration date on the package. And this one says expires 225. You can probably go a little bit over. You don't want to throw it out like right on 225. They could probably go over, people say anywhere 3 to 6 months, sometimes a year over that date, and they may lose efficacy. But every one of these have an expiration date and a lot number. So
Mhm.
you want to check. I'm checking all my bags today.
Yeah.
Usually every quarter, I go through all my bags, all my supplies. Like I label these with dates now. I'm going to be labeling these, so I go through whatever that time frame is and check those dates. So you should be doing that periodically on all of your kit, not just your medications, but get them in there. Make sure, see what you have in your bags, because a lot of times I forget. What I have in some of my bags. Like I'm building this one. This is one of my older ones, and I go through it. Oh, I forgot that I had that in this one, so
I'll
I
jump
use
back
this
in
so I
the
can
chat.
do it anyway. So that's just some of the things those over the counter. But
Mhm.
I really would love if everybody goes out and get a copy of this uh, and just start going through it because it gets you. It has a checklist. A lot of people are asking, okay, what should I have in my kit? What do I need? And they have everything from the IFAC kit, your personal kit, right there. It has, things that you can have on there and you can add to or take off as you need for your situation to your family medical kit to, your big kit. So it has a listing of all that stuff that you can go
Yeah.
through and have your checklist right there and check it plus minus. You have a community clinic. If you have spinning up a community clinic, they even have that stuff in there. So stuff that you should have and amounts of stuff that you should have. So it's an excellent resource. Again, survival medicine guide by Alton. What is it? Joseph Alton, MD. He has a lot of stuff online too on YouTube. So I recommend this as a excellent starter. A lot of us, we do have some medical healthcare background, so some of this stuff may seem redundant or, kind of, you know, well, I already know that, but it's also a refresher because sometimes we forget stuff. I forget stuff. There's stuff, that I've forgotten. And oh yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot about that. So it's a good refresher as well for those who are already, a little bit trained up. So get your stuff now, people. Get it, use it. Start building this stuff out. Like, MHP, he has his new kit that he's building out. I have a ton of kits. I'm building new kits out all the time. If somebody needs something, I can go and just, take this off the top of my other bag and just throw it to them, and they're good to go. They have a pre-made kit. So get that stuff out there. Get CPR certified. Take a Stop the Bleed class. North Florida Tactical has something that's coming up. Unfortunately, I can't get out there next week in Houston. He has something that's going up, but he has those courses that are excellent, excellent things that you can do to get
Mhm.
out there and get some real world experience on not just the healthcare side, but tactical using your weapons and knowing how to use your weapons and when to use them. Because if you can't secure an area, you can't help people in that area. So it teaches the importance of that. So I'll
That's
stop
so
there.
true.
I know I've been talking for a while, but it's important to get that stuff done.
And also, I put down the link. Make sure if you can't get on Survival Saturday or check it out, please, if you need the items and the locations and what bags we're talking about, go to this website, www.bugoutbagbuilder.com. It has everything you need. If you can't get with us on Saturday, check it out, weekly, But like I said, we are here. We're here on YouTube for you. And like Saint the Realist said, you know, learn what plants you eat. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. CPR
It's
certification. It's a lot of things.
but the more you have in your kit, the better it is. Again, I have all these weapons and firearms, and I've never had to use them in a real world situation.
Yeah.
I think I had to pull or have access my weapon one time in 60 years, but I can't count how many times I've had to use my healthcare experience and my med kit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's more likely you're going to run into those situations in your life that you want to be the one that is prepared, is ready to go, ready to help somebody out, no matter who it is. That gives you kind of a sense of security, and lets you kind of sleep a little bit better at night because hey, at least I can do this. So the more people, I love seeing people getting out there and doing that stuff. $2 makes a lot of suggestions. There's a lot of people that are out here meeting, Saint the Realist. We'd love, like I said, get in here, share your information, share your knowledge, ask those questions because it's really important. We're living in a time where it's becoming clear.
Yeah.
These skills are needed.
Yeah. That's so true. And people got to realize too that what's going on over there in Russia and Ukraine might happen here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? How many people over there you think were prepared? How many that, really sit down or use the social media as to understand how to learn how to do things? From us, from a survival side, from a first aid side, and a tactical side, we cover what we can, and OG $2. Come on back in here, man.
Come on in. So
Yeah.
And I think when we're seeing on the news, you're seeing what news is coming out there, not on the mainstream news, but there's a lot of other resources too. The people are saying that they weren't, because up until the last minute, their government was telling them, "Oh, everything's okay, nothing's going to happen. It's all good. There's threats, there's possibility, but it's not a probability." And we saw how quickly that changed. So let's be ready.
What's good with you?
What's up, $2? I'm sorry I'm talking. I'm hyped up. I'm sorry.
What's up? Just out here on the back deck, man, taking a little time for myself and grilling, putting some food together, and I want to start trying to do like I ain't got my yard set up yet, but just like cook from on the ground, make a little, like I'm out in the wild making a little fire and cooking like that. You know what I'm saying? Showing some stuff like that. Like if we was out there trapping or whatever, and cook a little something with a little sterno can, or use the little flint to start doing some fires and stuff, and trying to get ready, because like you said, that stuff was what we seen from overseas, bro. That could happen over here so quick. And I was just thinking the other day, man, I was on the highway, bro. I was looking at the Atlanta traffic, and I said, bro, if we had to all get out of here, that shit would be jacked up. It took me, I mean, just regular traffic the other day took me an hour to get 35 miles, man.
Do you have that? Do you have that get home bag in that truck, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, my bag is, I'm usually set for like a week or whatever when I leave out the house. So I got, the only thing I just got to replenish my food and stuff. I'll have a few snacks, and that depend on how traffic go. If the traffic cool, the snacks will last. But if the traffic jacked up, I just be trying to keep that stress level down, man.
Gotta eat that level down, bro.
Yeah, but I have clothes for like about a week, and I got my medicines and stuff. I got my little survival bag that I did the other day with the little thing I got off of Amazon. I got that in the truck. I keep me a loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly, bag of oranges, apples, something like that. Always got water, milk. And I got clothes for every season, and because I got like little small closets in my truck. I mean, they're real small, but I mean, I can go from short pants to super cold or whatever, extra. So if I'm out there, I'm out there. It's just hopefully these fuel prices, man. That shit getting ridiculous, bro. I mean, I mean,
Ooh.
I almost paid 500 the other day for 115 gallons.
So how does that affect you and your,
It knocks down my profit. It knocks down my profit because all I transport is cars, and I got a contract with a big company, so they got a set rate, and if they're getting any extra money, they're not passing it on to us. They give us what is called fuel surcharge,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's like an extra percentage or whatever that they say they give you to help compensate your fuel.
Yeah.
But from what they're getting to what they're giving us is, it's we
Huge
know
difference.
we know they're stepping on it, and I would go out on my own, but the thing is the way they do car haulers, as far as for insurance, is not exactly what your driving record or damage ratio is a industry car hauling industry standard. So they want like 40 grand a year just for insurance. So that's like me putting down like about 7 grand and then paying almost 3 grand a month, you know what I'm saying, for like 6 months, you know what I'm saying? I
Oh
mean
yeah.
nine months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
survival
so
is real.
so it's like, I'd rather just stay under the big company and make it do what it do. But
Corey said
and
civilized is just a gentleman's agreement. That's true.
yep. And then another thing too, BP, when you're talking about that ibuprofen and Tylenol, if you got the high blood pressure,
You have to
y'all
know.
should use the Tylenol instead of the ibuprofen, because the ibuprofen will make your pressure go up a little bit.
Mm.
We
It's
have
good to
different
So
know,
thoughts
man.
about
That's
some of
good to
that.
know.
So that again, know all those things because if I'm out in the field and I'm treating somebody or giving somebody medication, and we
mhm,
talked about it last week, and
mhm,
having your medical history written down or sharing with people in your immediate circle.
right,
So if you're
yeah,
incapacitated, you're not
yeah,
giving a medication that's contraindicated for that
yeah,
or
yeah,
that situation that's going to make it worse. So a lot of times, again, we try to keep all those things all. It's like we're perfect, or we don't like to share a lot of that history or have it written
yeah,
down or accessible. But that's vitally important because it could directly impact any kind of treatment you have in an emergency situation. So
mhm,
having that
yep,
stuff written down, having it, somewhere where people can access it or at least, know what's up. Okay, I'm dealing with somebody or this person has, like I said, a high blood pressure or diabetes or whatever situation that they're dealing with, like with me, allergies to certain medications so that we're not giving something or doing something, putting a topical ointment on that has, sulfur drugs in it. And then all of a sudden, wonder what's going on. So that's key,
Yeah.
man. All right.
yeah. And then I'm just reading what Saint put up. But you see what's funny about that, they giving the people in Ukraine weapons, but I mean they couldn't have the weapons on their own, you know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we need you, here's the weapons, go fight. You have like no training, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So bro, y'all train with your stuff, know your stuff. Um I mean everybody in here, we already know.
Yeah.
Train, keep on your stuff. Don't let nobody tell you don't, it's a weird idea to have guns or nothing like that. That shit crazy, man. I'll be like, dude, so all this time you didn't want me to have a gun, now you want me to go fight? Man, I'm a holler.
It's
My
I'm out of
first, my motto is take care of your weapon, and your weapon will take care of you.
100%.
exactly.
It's
Yep.
funny. On one of the NPC channels, they had this Ukrainian. Apparently, he had gotten a license for a weapon, and he had him that high point carbine. It's like, hey, but but
he said,
he
yeah, the yeet can and he ready,
he
goddamn.
was happy. He was happy he had it though. So again,
So
people
no.
make fun of
Hey,
it, but he was happy he
Yep.
had it because he said other people, his other neighbors, didn't have access to any weapon. So it's
Yep.
up to each.
I went to
So again,
I went to go try to go zero my new scope that I got. I got an Osprey, and man, I drove an hour to get to the outside range today, and I
mm,
got over there and they got that joker shut down till June. Oh,
mm.
why is
man,
that?
they hurt my feelings. They renovating it over there. I pulled up,
Okay.
and I mean they had the bulldozers and they had done dug up all the stuff. I was like, bruh, I said that's like $30 worth of gas I just used. I said they could have put that on the website.
Yeah, they don't never update, bro. They don't never update the website. Got you driving for days.
bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, boy, I said that's the only thing I got to shoot out to 100 yards outdoors out here. That's
What's up,
crazy.
HBK? Yeah, it's
I
kind
was
of crazy because
Mm,
Armed and Broken hit me too. 'Cause all the
Getting
ranges
it
I
in.
have in town, they didn't have any steel targets. And we were talking about that one day, and he lives nearby San Antonio, and he hit me to a place where they actually have the steel targets. It's a little bit
Mm,
further out, takes a little further to get, longer to get there, but it's a
Yeah,
nice setup, so we can go out there and shoot the steel. So I'm giving a shout out to that brother, Armed and Broken. Check his channel out. But he has a lot of good information on his channel. But yeah, you got to get out there and practice, man. You got to get out there and use those weapons and be ready because
yeah.
you never know. Hey, see, I was just telling people about this survival. I don't know if you have this book, The Ultimate Survival Medicine Guide uh, by Joseph Alton. You can get this on Amazon. You were talking about, having a checklist and stuff like that on different things. This is an excellent resource to have in your kit if you don't already have it. Get out there and get it. It is still available on Amazon. You can get it out there in a day or two. But I've again said that a lot of people are saying that they're finding it harder and harder to get some of these things. So I guess more and more people are wanting that. It has your emergency contacts in the back as well. Has a glossary of medical terms. It's a lot of good information that's in this little guide. So it's not a comprehensive, but it's a good starting point. And he has a couple other books too to give you a little bit more in-depth stuff. But if you're looking for a place to start, get out there and get you one, and get your friends and family. If they're interested, get them one too. So just FYI.
yeah. Saint the realist
Say,
is
say,
right here. American people need to look at this as a lesson.
Yeah,
Wake up and keep the Second Amendment strong. It's
it's not a
needed
joke.
yeah,
for change.
No joke. No joke.
very much needed.
No joke. As many weapons as we have out here, we got to train.
Yeah.
We got to get out there and not have the first time we need to do something be in an actual situation, because every time I've done that, it usually doesn't go the way I anticipated. So you want to
Yep,
get out there, put the gear on, get used to handling it, doing this, doing that with it, trying to, find out what works, what doesn't work. We were talking about canning again. I went out, the first time I did this, it was like, okay, how do you do this now? The second time I did it, the third time, it's much easier. So get out there, practice, you learn, you get better, and you can share that information of what you learned or what you gleaned from it with other people. So get out there, get your
yep,
training, get your medical training. Know yourself. Do it as best as possible. Get yourself prepared mentally, psychologically, and physically to handle any situation. Because a lot of times it's up here. It all starts up here. Starts in your brain. That link right there. Ammo, ammo, ammo. Have yourself some ammo,
yeah,
whatever calibers you choose, and have an idea of what you're going to be using. You know, what are going to be your weapon of choices for different situations,
and
and
boy,
have that ready. And
that
for
ammo
me,
make that bag heavy too, boy.
yeah, so
Ooh,
that should go into your
magazine,
estimation. Should go into your
magazine.
estimation.
Yeah,
How much can I
cause
carry? Do I need to carry?
Yeah.
yep, cause I had I went to the store the other day and I picked up them 200 rounds of the 5.56. I pick up 3 boxes and had that joke in my bag and shit. When I went to get in my big truck, I picked the bag. I was like, oh god. I was like, boy, I said 600 rounds. I said, and then I said with my vest on and all that. I said with the other mags, I could and some rifles. And my big ass already over 300 pounds. I'm like, boy, if I say, goddamn, I be leaving some real footprints out there.
But that's why you got to get it, or you got to get it and put it on. So,
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
mine, I have three of my you know, AR-15, my 5.56 here.
Mm,
I have two more on the side if I need it. So I have that, and then I have my 9 mil,
mm,
here. So I have that ready to go and put this on and train with it. If I
Yeah.
yeah.
would have my AK, have that, or my shotgun, and have another pouch on there for that. So right here, I have one, two,
Come here.
three,
Come here.
four, five
Come here. Come on.
Yeah.
magazines of 30 rounds each. So that's good to go. I'm carrying that on my chest, so my hands are free. If I need to carry additional, I'm going to put that in a
Yeah.
case and throw that in the truck or whatever. But this is good to go. But you have to train to be ready, like MHP says, to carry that weight, get out there,
Yeah.
and know how your body's going to handle it. So you should be thinking about those things. Yeah, everything weighs something, and ounces on the back. What do they say? Ounces on the back or pounds on the legs and feet. So
Yeah,
you want to carry as little as possible and still remain effective.
yeah. And St. Louis,
Yeah,
most
facts,
definitely.
brother.
Get them books. Learn what you can on survival, people. 'Cause this is real, you know. And when you look at a lot of stuff, and I tell people this is the time where social media has grown so quick that you can walk outside and see something and be like, go back in the house and pull it up on YouTube, and you're like, hey, I was there.
Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Quick,
hey,
fast, and in a hurry. And man, I was thinking about like we always be talking about bugging in, but shit, bro, if Putin come over here, it's like you ain't gonna be able to bug in that long, cause them jokers trying to wipe out everything, man. You can't, it's them
that,
bombs, bro. That junk crazy, man.
I tell people now that's why we promote telling people get maps. Get
Yeah,
those maps and make sure you know your location. You know, when you drive around, just find locations that okay, there's a nice spot. I
mm,
can bunk out here. You know, start looking for locations other than your house. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The place of living quarters. Find places out there where you're saying, okay, I don't have to be in the house, but I can be 50 yards in the woods. You know,
yeah. I
close.
was I was trying to find fallout shelters around here the other day, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not too far from Core, so I know Core got that fortress over there. Goddamn, we go to Core House, we jump down in the tunnel and be riding underground in the pickup truck. You got
Yeah.
got that El Chapo stuff going on.
Saint Saint has a good question. Talking about what vehicle of choice for survival? It's what you make it. Really.
F-150, four
Yeah,
wheel drive.
yeah.
I just
Anything
got
four-wheel
my
drive.
I just got my truck. I had a Rabbit GTI before, which I love. I've had five of
Mhm.
them. But I just went out and got me a 4x4 pickup truck because, efficiency is more practical in a situation like that to where I can throw stuff in the back. I can get
Yeah,
off the road. I can do all those things. So,
There
yeah.
you go, House of Siege.
Make sure y'all get y'all some good tires and got some good brakes on there, and
exactly. Exactly.
just that gas, man. You got to be able to find gas, and
Keep your car topped off, people, because
Oh
prices are
yeah.
going to keep going up. So, as you go along, you pay more, but keep your car topped off so you're
Yeah.
not having to go to a gas station in a time of an emergency. You don't want to be stuck
yeah,
in that line. You should be on
No
the
no
way.
road heading out.
This is
shit.
also I tell people to get this. Make sure you stock up on smokes. This is an orange smoke for the
Yeah,
strip.
I know.
And see,
I was trying to find them colorful ones.
yeah, I got this over in the Marine section at Academy.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get these and these deter. Say you like one of these and you got 60 seconds, you can move while the crowd is coming to the smoke. You can move somewhere else. These are deterrents, good deterrents.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Get your ass out perimeter and throw that joker somewhere, and
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people will look at this and they say, "Oh, that'll never happen. This never happen." Why do you guys look around, people? So think outside of the box. Put yourself, just run a scenario in your mind. Okay, if this happened, what would I do? Like, $2 said, if I'm stuck in the road with my truck and I have to supposed to be out of town by a certain, number of miles, and traffic is taking me an hour to go 35 miles, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to get there? Do I need to
Yeah.
drop that load and this or whatever? No, it's necessary. So put yourself in those situations and just
And
do those mental exercises.
that's true. And also, if people looking for fallout shelters, bomb shelters, post office,
Post offices,
city hall.
schools, especially the
Oh
older
yeah.
schools, city
Yeah.
halls, post offices, schools. And there was another one, libraries, older
Yeah.
libraries. A lot
Whole
of
library.
times, those you'll drive by those,
Okay.
just take a look at them. And you'll see a
Yeah.
little sign there. They were built in a lot of them in the 50s, 60s, but
Yeah.
they're still functional. They'll give you the ability to hopefully, well, if you're ground zero, not maybe not, but withstand certain, types of
Hold
blast,
on, look. Okay.
blast damage. So it's kind
Excuse
of
me.
like a crazy thing to think about it, but
Here you go for a
you may
minute.
need to get in there. All right.
There you go for a minute.
Corey says something. They're right there.
Poor
most
baby.
utility companies and central offices.
Okay, he wanted to come
There
in.
you go. So I can think of like two in my area, CPS right up the
Yeah.
road. So that's good. I think I've seen that. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Those. Now, do they let outside people there, or is it like employee? I wonder what the policy is if everybody goes show up there. Are they gonna let you in? Or that's
Well,
another question.
well, a lot. I would look at it like this: a lot of workers probably don't know. You know what I'm saying? They there for that check, so they really don't focus
Not thinking
until
about that.
when it hits. You know.
Yeah, that's a fact. So that's
Yeah.
good to know. So like I said, CPS is right up the road. So that's another place I can hit to.
That's another good question. Should everyone have a gas mask? Yes.
I didn't think that before. Like say a year and a half ago, I didn't think. I was like, oh, that's over the top. But it's not only nuclear, biological, radiological, but that the
Chemical.
situation in Northern California, chemical, a situation in Northern California where they had all those particulates in the air and those, smoke and everything else, and those get in the airways, those can cause death within a matter of minutes, even if, you're not in a fire area. As a respiratory therapist, we see a lot of that damage that those particulates can do to your airways, closing off your airways, causing problems. Same thing, volcanic eruptions, things of that nature. So having the ability to filter your air and keep those contaminants out of your airway can be a matter of surviving and not surviving. And in a lot of those situations in Northern California, if they had gas masks, it wasn't thermal damage that got them. It was those respiratory issues caused by inhaling smoke and particulates and contaminants
Yeah.
in the air. So, and then in a lot of our
Chevron.
homes, we have these plastics, we have these artificial, materials that when they burn, what do they release? These
Fumes.
toxic chemicals, toxic fumes, which will take you out faster than the fire ever will. So like I said, a year and a half ago, if you had asked me that, I probably would say no. Now I say definitely, definitely,
And
definitely yes.
and
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
people,
try to get us some masks too over here.
yeah, go to Amazon and get those multi-utility keys,
Yeah, which is
please.
the one, what's the name of it? Oh gosh, it starts with an M, I think.
What you say it was, MESP?
Those multi-keys.
Oh, the keys for the water and all that other stuff.
Yeah, keys for
Okay.
waters, keys for bobcats, trucks. You'd be
Oh,
amazed.
okay.
They have those keys. They're survival keys. You just run across a big truck. Who knows? You might run across a water truck.
hmm
Yeah,
You
there you
never
go.
know. Just be prepared. You know.
Yeah.
I know how to crank those up.
Yeah.
The mirror mask, MIRA, mirror.
Oh, what you say? The
So
mirror.
yeah, the mirror mask, those are really good. They get
Oh
rid of
yeah.
really well those masks, and they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
So when you look at the cost, some people, $200 some dollars, but okay,
Yeah, that's
is
your
your
life.
life and your family's life worth $200? I think most people would say yeah, because we
Yeah.
wasted,
$40.
you know.
Okay, yeah.
We
So
got to
yeah,
look at the big picture. When you surviving, like the other day when I went in there, I spent $60, and I realized I said, okay, this is survival gear. You know what I'm saying? I need to get more of my survival gear, but at the same time, I wasn't worried about saying, should I get ammo or should I get survival? I knew automatically when I walked through that door what I was getting.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. We have to just push some time to the side. Or do I need that gun, or do I need that mask?
yeah, exactly.
you
And
know,
that's
you already got a gun, but you don't have a mask, so you got
Yeah.
to look at it like that. You know,
Yeah.
prioritize it. Whatever. I know a lot of people like like to go out and make themselves a list, and prioritize it. So if you're that type of person, he's just like really big with that. Write that. If you write it down and prioritize it, it makes it a lot easier to see what you need before you need to go. So get that list and I'll check it and say, okay, like MHP said, I have 15 guns. I have 1,000 round of ammunition.
True.
I don't have any food in my cabinet. What's the priority? Food. I have food, I have this, that, and the other, but I don't have any other thing for, like you said, other survival things like gas mask or protective equipment or even like a rain poncho. So if I'm out there, I got all my gear and everything else, but I'm going to be subject to hypothermia because I don't have any type of thing to keep water off me. I don't have a good
hmm
pair of boots where I can walk, like you said. You're out stuck on the road, and your next checkpoint for survival is 20 miles away, and you're stuck on a 5-lane freeway on each side, and you have to walk that 20 miles, but you don't have a decent pair of shoes to do that or boots to
Yeah.
do that. So buy yourself some boots to where if you had to walk, and this isn't fake. This is what people in Ukraine were saying. They had to walk that last 20 clicks, 30, 40 clicks to get to
That sound good.
the place.
Safety.
You
Yeah.
know, and they're trying to do it in high heels and shoes in the cold that aren't working for them. So have yourself a decent pair of boots.
It could have been.
Have yourself two or three decent pair of boots. I know I keep one in my truck and I keep one, one here. So
Yeah, and this, like I said, YouTube is, we're blessed to have something like this in our age and time where we can learn a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And, Eckhart 91 said some good stuff here. If you can't get a gas mask, there are a lot of videos that, show you how to make them. But also, you really want to get the ones that are certified for chemical, biological, and radiation CBR. That way, it has that certain seal that it can seal
Okay.
around what we have on our head. Because when you're making one, is it going to be makeshift or is it going to be secured around your beard or your hair? So go ahead and spend the extra change. You know what I'm saying?
and then a lot of the ones like the mirror ones, they have water systems in there because if you
Yeah.
have a mask on and you're walking, you're dehydrating from walking. Taking the mask off may not be an option, so you can drink your water. So if you have something that already has a water system built
Yeah.
into it, you're already ahead of the curve. So think about some of those things. I got a mask on, but how do I drink? And again, like we always say, 3 days without water. If I have to walk for 3 days without water, that's going to be a problem. I can do without the food, but without water, you're not going to get very far.
That's it.
Again, I love these brand boots. These are the
Oh,
511s.
That's
I
good.
have two pairs of these.
okay.
These basically are excellent
Where
overall
you get
boots.
those?
You can get these on Amazon. Actually, you get them on Amazon, or they have the 511 stores. You can also
Hmm.
have those. They have them nationwide, but Amazon sells. I know they have this one still, but they may not have this one anymore. This particular color, but they're the same boot, steel toe reinforced insole. They have padding on the inside, so this is penetration proof. And basically, these have zero break in. You can put these on and walk 20 miles right now. And I did that. I put them on and walked with my gear on, and no problems with my feet, no problems with hot areas, this and that, and the other. You size them correctly. They do run
Yeah.
a little bit small, so if you're considering getting some of these 511s, all of them seem to run a little bit small.
Hmm.
Normally I wear 11 and a half or 12. I had to get 13 because after size, I think 12, they don't come in half sizes. So they do run a little small, just let that be known. But these are excellent. But there are other brands of shoes as well that you can get. But have one of these in your vehicle, have one, on your feet. So you have a backup.
Hmm. I feel you, yeah, because like I said, and get an extra size because you don't know wintertime you could be wearing wool socks or thicker socks.
Yeah.
Just prepare, be prepared.
And have yourself extra socks, wool
Mhm.
socks, cotton socks.
Yeah,
But realize that when the cotton socks get wet,
yeah,
they become extremely ineffective because you don't want to be walking around in those at that point. Yep, the steel toe, the steel shank. That's what the 511s have. Those have that, both of those reinforcements. So you're walking on things, sharp rocks, whatever, other things that may be placed in your way. It doesn't penetrate your foot and cause issues. That can be extremely problematic.
yeah.
Infections, and of course decreases your mobility. Something dropping on your toe and crushing your toe. Try to walk, any distance with a broken toe. It's not nice. It's
Hmm.
not fun. You're not
No,
gonna be
it's
able to
not
do it.
good.
So and
That's
she
not
said she
good.
got hers directly from 511. The second pair I got directly from. Actually, I went there and got them. So
Yeah.
we can get them. And they're like I said, they have a pretty good variety. And I've never had any issues with those. I've had some previous, and everybody that I've talked to, they recommend those extremely highly.
I
So
got my medical pouch from 511 that goes on the back of my vest.
there you go. And they have a ton of gear and stuff that's out there. So look around. Just try different stuff. That don't have to use this, that, and the other. Of course, a lot of it is available on Amazon. Like
Yeah.
it makes me sad. We're living in a day and age where we can order something and for the most part have it delivered to your door within a day or so. So take advantage of some of that stuff because as supply chains break down, that's going to become more difficult to do. So let's do it now when the price is lower. That's why, again, I'm canning my chicken because chicken wings, they only have you, what, 2 package limit right now.
Wow.
So, yeah,
And that's
so you want
two packs of chicken.
2 packs.
Hmm.
That's all you can buy. And I'm like, okay. So every day I go and buy my little 2 packs. And people are talking about where food rationing may become a thing for certain goods.
Mhm.
It's not that far out of the realm of possibility. For a year, again, 3 years ago, it would have been insane. But today you can see it definitely happening because, especially if there's any kind of war effort, of course, you know
Wow.
what happens in the war effort. The government gets first dibs on everything:
Yeah.
ammo, food, supplies,
Yeah.
medical gear, everything. They get first dibs on everything, and then the rest of us are left to fight over the scraps at an increased price. So get it now while you can, while it's cheap. You
Hmm.
know, like you said, don't buy that extra pair of whatever that it is you don't need. You know,
Where you at?
she said
How
the same
speed?
thing.
Same thing.
See? So it's not a joke, people. Chicken's gonna be harder to
Yeah.
get, and we love our chicken, so
Yeah.
get you some.
Yeah.
And the good
I
thing I
got
like about this is for your dog. You can also, use this for your animal. A lot of us have animals and stuff like that. So get you if you don't have your dog food extra, that can be used for them as well. So you got to think about those things if you have animals that
Yep, we just got us a little puppy, that little joker there, boy.
you care about.
Time of the life with a dog. I got my I just moved over here in December, and my next door neighbors, they're from Romania. So
Oh, really?
I was talking, I was talking to Delray Dan about them the other day.
That's good. There you go.
So yeah, so he said, yeah, they should be some good people. I said, yeah, so far they are, bro. So
There you
far
go.
they are.
There you go.
Yep, and if y'all talk to him, man, y'all check on Dan, man. That war is bothering him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he's still, like you said, he got people over there. So if y'all get a
Yeah.
chance, just drop him a call, send him a text or something.
Most
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I
that
feel
brother.
you.
Most
Feel you.
definitely because you hate to see people suffer, no matter
Yeah.
where they
Yeah,
are. That's unnecessarily suffer. So a lot of these people, a million plus, already evacuating the country, leaving. Just imagine leaving everything you have and having to
bro.
go somewhere else. How crazy that
Yep,
is.
Yeah.
yep.
And like I was saying, a lot of people are not prepared. We were
No.
No, bro.
blessed to be in the service and see, like you said, you on the road, so you get to travel, you see, you prepare every condition you go through state from state. So a lot of people really don't have that. They're stationary and they don't
Yeah,
see what we all three us guys see really in life.
Yeah.
yeah,
And so we're blessed, and a lot of people up here in the chat are blessed to go through situations to prepare themselves for when shit, excuse my language, when it hits the fan,
when the
we,
manure.
yeah, when the manure hits the fan,
See.
we are prepared and we are relaxed. We are not at high blood pressure level. We're saying, okay, all right, this is what we talked about.
Man, yeah,
We
that's
went
what we
over
got to
this,
do.
And
Yep,
the
and
key to survival a lot of times is what? Staying calm. What's the first thing?
yeah, yep.
Staying calm and not
Cause
panicking.
and you see that, and I feel bad, bro, cause my kids and my wife, I spoil them, bro. You know what I'm saying? I give them every, all the comforts and the extra comforts and
yeah,
stuff they want. You know what I'm saying? It's not, they never had to go through. The only time they been camping was in an RV. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like, and I was telling my son, I say, dude, since we moved over here, we got this big yard now. I say, it's a better neighborhood than we used to live in back in the day, so we could set up the tent and do it. He was like, bro, I got a big room up there with a queen size bed, 4 monitors for my computer set up and all that, air conditioning. He said, why are we gonna sleep outside? I said, what if it comes a time when we have to? He said, we could just get a hotel room. I said, but I'm like, bro, you need to
yeah.
go through some stuff in life to prepare you for the stuff that you never had to go through. I said, you got to practice doing stuff that you don't want to do in case you need to do it.
Hey, a
So,
good thing you can tell them, like I tell my family members, grandson, wife, if you
mm,
can't relate, then you're dead weight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
As
Yep.
simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can't
Cause
relate, you're dead weight.
And I
yep.
like
Cause
what
I
you were talking about before, going out in the backyard and getting you a can of Sterno.
Yeah.
Take him out there
yeah.
with you, get you a can of Sterno, get a
Yeah.
couple rocks, it's still great, and make you
Yeah.
some eggs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's how you just do that.
Oh,
That's the number one.
that
Here's what you
that
do.
that
Camp
dude a
out in
Okay,
the
veg that
backyard.
dude that dude a vegetarian, bro. He
whatever. Vegetarian, same. You could
Oh, yeah.
cook up some, squash. Get you some squash and
mm,
some whatever.
yeah.
Throw it in the pan, grill it, but
mm,
set
Yeah.
it up. So the set principles are the
I
same. The
mean,
foods don't matter.
mm,
you
Like
have to
this,
Yeah.
set
like
up.
this is like non-veg. This is my chili, but
Yeah.
it's a vegetarian chili in there. So
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
in that. So I don't know the needs for that. So
And this is also, I was sitting there watching a movie last night about this family. They
Mm,
would have survived, but one of their kids went down and opened the door
mm,
for one of their friends. But one of their friends didn't know what their parents' intentions were. And their parents
yeah.
came and shot them all.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
you have to get your family in order, have a tight fit net saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. Okay, Corey, sit down. Okay, what Junebug and Cornbread doing across the street, they're going to stay there. This is what we have to do in order to survive. And paint a
Yep.
picture, even if you got to do it, sit down with people. Were they cool and this and that? Yeah, weather changes, people change.
Yep.
So if they're cool now, you don't know when they're gonna be hot or cold. So
Oh, yep. That's why I done told him already. I said, bro, if you can't see somebody on the other side of a door, you can't trust them. I said you could give them the benefit of the doubt, but
yeah,
you can't trust them. I said no matter who it is. I said me and your mom, you could trust us. We're gonna take care of you. I said any one of your friends. I said if you see one of your friends do something to somebody else that person don't like, they could turn around and do that to you. I said because that's just their nature.
yeah,
I say, so you just watch. I say, you watch people, bro. And I say, the thing is, I say, you watch what they. I say, you be their friends, but you watch how they treat other people and the stuff that they
yeah,
do, because they'll turn around and do that to you on the cool and act like nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? So I say, you just gotta watch folks, bro. I say,
yeah,
I said that. I said that's how I am. I said, I'm not really a friendly person because I really if you don't have nothing in common with me, I really won't talk to you. And
yeah,
it's hard for me to open up to somebody that I
yeah,
don't know. And my when my wife first brought me around her people, they was like, man, that dude quiet. That dude quiet. It's like I don't know y'all, bro. Y'all don't
yeah,
know me, and I don't know y'all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
I got. It takes me a while to get warmed up to people.
So
Gotcha.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that though, because I think a lot of people kind of lull themselves in a sense of security. And I was talking to my son about this today. Is that people have this, normalcy bias,
Mm-hmm.
and they carry that with them in situations to where it's not beneficial for them. So when stuff hits the fan, at that point, that switch has to flip. You can't
Yeah,
have that normalcy bias. Okay, here's how I treated people, when normal times.
Yeah,
When that happens, all bets are off. You have to
yeah,
have operational security, situational security, you have to be mentally prepared. So how do we get to that state where we're not only physically prepared, but mentally and psychologically prepared to be ready to one, cut certain people off no matter what. Somebody's knocking on your door or calling and say, I need help, but understanding that if you do that, you put yourself, your family, those one people who are already in your privy into a situation where they may become endangered. So that takes a lot of mental fortitude, psychological fortitude to understand this is serious. This is where we need to. So how do we get to that point and understand that that's a thing? We can't have that normalcy bias. Okay, this is how it was yesterday, but today's different. How do we get there?
yep, exactly.
You know, what do you
Yeah.
think, MSB? How do you get? I mean, I know you're already there, but how do you get your family members ready for that?
well, I can do it with words. I can be, harsh or calm, but it's a look that I give them, and
Yeah.
they
So they
know
know
at that time, like saying, "Okay,
this is
this is real.
serious.
This is
This is real.
serious. This is no
Yeah,
game. Okay,
no
this is
game.
life threatening. You see what's going on out there.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
now this is what we have to do because at the end of the day, it's not being bad. It's not being negative. it's just, you want that security. And you
Yep.
want your family to understand that, you have to do certain things. And
Yep.
me at this time, I'm working on my family getting there and stuff like that because we're all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I've been, like I said, I tell you, $2 and BP. I'm working with them on their things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not pushing the issue, but we all can come together like a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Why we have that openness to each other saying, okay, my door is open. I know your door is open. My door is open. So we're good.
Yes,
And
sir.
they know if something happens over there, my old butt will be over there
Yeah.
to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how I prepare, them that way. So if I move, they know, okay, all right, we stay here.
Yeah.
Then when I say come on, we come on. It's just
Right.
preparedness. It's that they have to know, you know what I'm saying? And you have to have that person also in your family to slow you down.
Yeah.
Like you said, BP, your son might slow you down. Hey, dad, hey, my wife be like, slow down. That ain't you. All right, yeah, okay. Let me calm down.
Mhm.
Let me stop
Yeah.
foaming at the mouth and drooling and shaking and stuff. I got to slow down, calm down, relax. You got to
Yeah.
have those people in that corner that
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do that also. So you have to create and gel a team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your
I like
family
that.
Yeah.
becomes your team, and the people around you become a team.
I like
So
that.
you have to have that. So that's what I make, work.
Yeah. That team
That's what
environment,
it is, and like
teamwork
I
makes
said,
the dream work.
yeah,
That's
it's like
100%. That's
everybody
a,
in my family is not survival ready,
yeah.
not survival prepared,
Yeah.
but I know they can reach there real quick when I say, okay, grab this, do this, grab that, let's roll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Slow down. They can, tell me what to do at the right time. So that's what I look
Exactly.
at things like that, man. That
So,
that makes a good team. Your family, your people around you, even that, like said, if I got to make it up there where you at, or you come up this way through Tennessee, you have somebody here that you
exactly.
feel comfortable in jail. Say, okay, well, I'm making it up here, and this is a nice foundation.
Yeah.
You
There we
know,
go.
and that's one thing I learned. And also, when I'm riding through cities, I notice something. I pick a valuable lesson. I
Mm.
look at the homeless. I
Yeah.
look how they move and maneuver. I see, okay, this guy's here, but at nightfall he rolls over there. I just cruise through and just see different things and check out the atmosphere and how other people that live out in the streets. You have to do that sometimes. You have to ride around and look and see, okay, all right. The guy you gave $1 to at that corner, he's not there at a certain time, but he's there at that certain time during the day. You have to, you have to have that mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like this book right here. Again, same book. You see what it says? The importance of community. And it has a picture of that animal there. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
That's a
That's
Dearborn.
called that's called a thylacine. It's
Oh,
a Tasmanian wolf, and
okay,
it's no
yeah,
longer here. It's extinct. He talks about the importance of community, that you cannot be a lone wolf. You have to have people around you. So, like you said, you have to have friends, family. They have
mhm,
to be on the understanding. It doesn't mean you agree on everything, but you
yeah,
have to have people around you because lone wolves become extinct. Rambo is not a reality. You're not going to
yeah,
survive anywhere for very long by yourself because you have to sleep. You have to, be able to move. So somebody's going to have to provide security and all the
Yep.
other stuff when you're trying to get your
yeah,
rest. And if you don't get sleep, that'll kill you just as fast as lack of water, lack of food.
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
build those communities. Talk to your friends and family. Get psychologically prepared. Get them, ready to react and know that when you give them that MHP look, that they know, hey, it's time to move. It's time to do that. So talk to your family. Don't now's a great opportunity for us to be honest with our friends and our family members on a lot of different things. Don't be trying to shelter them and hopefully everything goes away. This, that, and the other. Because we
yeah,
saw again, we were talking about people being unprepared, people walking, 50 miles carrying a Samsonite briefcase, trying to pack all their stuff into a Samsonite briefcase and stuff like that because they weren't ready to
No,
move out in a short period of time, carrying stuff in boxes, trying to do this, that, and the other. So if you had any level of preparedness, at least that's still not an ideal situation, but at least you're able to travel, okay, with stuff comfortably and having your stuff ready to go rather than panicking, waiting till the last minute, trying to pile stuff into a car and, trying to get to where you need to go. So those tough conversations, now pay dividends long term. So you could pay a little bit.
Yep.
That's just like everything else. You could pay a little bit now, or you could pay a lot of it later, and you might not
Later
want
on.
to have to pay what you have to pay later on down the line. So
Yep.
it's always
Exactly.
cheaper up front. So let's be proactive. Let's
Yep.
talk about this stuff. Stay ready. Don't get ready. Stay ready. Get ready. That's right. Stay fresh. Stay on point. People talking that truth. Ain't the realest talking that truth.
yeah. And that's one thing that we have to do also, you know. We have some things like $2 said his son was looking out in the backyard. Well, just get the family down one day and just walk out and just say, hey, we're gonna walk out here at night. You know what I'm saying? And the first one walk back to the house and the porch, get $20. And then you'll learn, and then say you got an incentive on certain things. Then you want to get out there and walk around at night together, then you feel more relaxed. You
Yep.
feel more relaxed in your surrounding areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I get out
Exactly.
sometimes and take the trash out, walk to the dumpster, and come
Close the
back.
yard back here.
Use
You
your night vision. Using that night vision as opposed
Yeah,
to having a light and
you
stuff
know,
like that. Because
you're
that can be an
hearing.
important thing. Operational security. If you're out in a situation where light can be the difference between life and death, if somebody finds your location, you have to know how to move. Without that light.
Yeah.
Doing without food for a period of time, like Steve said, fasting for 3 days. Can you
Yeah.
do that? Is it fun? No. I fasted for a couple weeks. Is that fun? No. But just to get in your mind that your body can handle more than you think it can.
Oh yeah.
Again, North Florida Tactical. I love how go to his, IG, check out the stuff that he posts on there. He shows different things
Man.
on there, and he talks.
Oh,
It shows the resiliency of the human body and human mind. You can push yourself and survive a lot more than you think you can. But we get comfortable, we get fat, and we get happy. We can go in our refrigerator and pull out, a steak or this, that, and the other, but it may not always be that way. So
yeah.
get yourself used to going without for a little bit, having that level of uncomfortability. And then when it comes in a real situation, you can do it. I can do this. I've done this before. I know what this feels like. It's not gonna kill me. It's not, it's not gonna make. So put yourself through something, every now and then.
Oh yeah. Stay ready. Get your plan together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
that's
Saint the Realist is talking that truth, man. It's like those mental exercises go a long way because again, you're developing neural pathways on how to react to certain situations. That's a scientific fact. If you do those mind exercises, it gets your mind and your body ready to prepare for when the real situation comes. Because it's already a pathway, neural pathway there. So you're not just, if you see people freeze up or panic or just run
I'm gonna
around in
jump back in
circles,
the chat. Got to do a
you
few
do
things.
that.
okay.
All right, $2.
All
All
right.
right,
All
Appreciate
peace.
you,
right.
brother.
All right. Appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
Good. Save some
Thank
food for me.
you. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just do those just a simple mental exercise. Boom. It
Mm.
goes a long way in preparedness. My martial arts is something that I love. And one of the things you do is mentally, do your katas, do your movements in your mind, visualization exercises. When you're doing this, that, and the other. So you get used to your mind and body working together. It all, works as one. So doing those things go a really, really long way.
Oh yeah. And this day and age right now where other countries are in turmoil and here the gas prices are going up, food is getting scarce. There's something that you have to sit back and say, okay, I'm gonna take a breather. Let me see what's really we can focus on here at your location, at your home base, making sure all your bags are up and running and everything like that.
Yeah.
And just start delegating stuff like, okay, I got this many people. This is how many people I have to issue out stuff to. You know, like I'm saying, the more people you got, the more stuff can be carried to survive with.
Yeah. And Saint the Realist pointed out something else again. Again, canning my chili. So I got it, and Zach told me about that. So okay, you canned it. Now you gotta let it sit for a while and test it out. Is it good? This, that, and the other. I don't know, how do you do it?
Oh
Test that
yeah.
stuff out. Once you get it out there, try to see. If you're not used to eating rice and beans, you
Oh
start
man.
that first pot of rice and beans.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Let
make you
it make-
feel.
yeah. And see, and see, a lot of people don't understand what that we had to
Yeah.
learn in service when we out in the woods. Is it gonna make you constipated or is it gonna run through you?
The other way. So get used to the foods that you have to eat. Those MREs, some of those, prepackaged like 60-day. I just bought another container of the 60-day worth of meals. The freeze dried, you just put water in there. Put some of that, cook some of that up and serve that for dinner and see how that goes. Whether, like you said, runs through you or stays in you.
Yeah.
So check it. Try those things out. Don't let the first time you try it out, be in a real world situation. What's up, Roro?
What's good, Roro?
So, you have that stuff, try it out, test it out. Everything you have, you should be testing out, trying it out. Same thing with my med kit, same thing with my weapon, same thing, with my, communication and radio devices. I'm making sure this stuff is set up and charged up. That's the thing I'm doing today too, making sure all my stuff is max charged,
Oh yeah.
rotating that. So you don't want to go out there with everything on zero. Having your battery stash and having that available
Yeah.
so you can put
Power
in your.
unit.
Yeah, exactly. Have that container that I have there. I grab that, my med kit, my armaments, my 2 bags, and my vest, and I'm on the road. And I should be able to do that within 15 minutes. Get all my stuff, my cans. I got places for these can boxes for this
Mhm.
stuff, so I can hit that road and be ahead of the curve, ahead of the traffic. So
And
try to
make
do
sure
some
you
of
get
those
some of these
things.
people when you're out, camping or somewhere like that. You have your lights,
Yeah,
just little things, little items that you don't think
flight
you need
sticks.
until
You never know till you get, yeah. Just grab it, put it in your kit. If you go out and try it out, like you said, go out at nighttime, drop a couple of those light sticks and see what they look like, how long they last.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Saint the Realist hit us with another one.
oh yeah, fast food is like that's
Woo. Yeah.
yeah. See how long you can last. That's why I tried the chili one. It was delicious. I'm gonna start selling this. I think if anything doesn't, but it was delicious. But it was easy to make. Put that with some rice, and you got full complex carbohydrate. Everything else, for very inexpensive. So that can keep several people going for quite a bit of time. So get those things in your store, in your pantry. Have your pantry built out. I ate that. Like I said, I get sardines and spam. Last night I ate some of the sardines. They're nasty as heck, but I just wanted to
Hey.
see, what it
Survival.
was like to eat them. So if I'm hungry, I'm gonna love this. That's gonna taste like filet mignon.
Woo. Yeah. And don't forget those Vienna sausages and cottage
Yeah,
meat.
yeah. I got my spam. So it's not the
Yeah.
best thing, but that lasts for years. First of all,
Oh yeah.
you know, and it's you fry some of that up in a survival situation. That's gonna be good eating.
Yes. One meal a day would,
There you go.
definitely show what you can do.
Yeah. So get those things, try them out, test them out, taste them, see, different ways, and maybe make them taste a little bit better or mix them with certain different things. So
Oh yeah.
test out your kit, test out your stuff.
Oh
It's
yeah.
one thing to have it. Having it is great. We want everybody to have that stuff, but we want you to use that stuff as well. And again, physical fitness, like Steve's saying, if you start out healthy, if you start out hydrated, that puts you ahead of the curve. If you're already at a health or hydration deficit, that makes it more likely that you're going to have issues down the line. So,
Yeah.
get in the best shape. Not everybody doesn't have to be able to run, you know, a marathon in
Yeah.
record time, but you should be able to walk a certain distance,
Yeah.
and not, have your body fall apart on you. So, can I walk 5 miles, carrying a certain amount of weight? Can I do that? If not, okay, that's my first goal. If I can only walk a mile, okay, that's my first goal. Wherever
Yeah.
you are, find out where that is and move from there and
Yeah.
improve from there every day.
There's nothing like getting shin splints and you got a mile and a half to go. Two.
Distance once. I think I
Woo.
only had those one time in my life, and that's not a good, not a
Yeah,
good feeling.
that's one memory that you don't forget and don't want.
Yeah, it's like not good, not a fun time. So
Yeah.
know what your body's capable of, and test yourself out. As well as your kid. That's part of your kit. Your body's part of your. That's the primary part. That's the thing that gets you every place else. So
Yeah.
if that's not ready, then it's not a
Well,
whole lot you're going to be able to do.
well, Corey, we were talking on the side of if you're in a city like area where you have deer, you got concrete and
Yeah,
sidewalks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a river or stream where deer, and squirrels are just rampant. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Some people have to go for
yeah,
the can. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. And we have a few deer here, but I don't know
Yeah,
if I want to reveal mine, whereabouts in certain
yeah.
situations. So
That's true.
if I have
Because,
to bug in, if I have to get out,
but what
yeah.
is the question? If you know where deer are, how many people in your area know the same deer
Yeah.
location?
And that's the thing. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
I'm living in the city,
yeah.
so they're gonna be looking for the same deer I'm looking for.
If you don't have the plan, get a can. You know what I'm saying?
So at least in a bug in situation. But I think
Yeah,
hunting and fishing is another area, I want to increase my skill set on. I know
but
that's something I need to practice more. I used to do a lot more fishing and stuff like that, but you need to get back out there and practice it again because any skill you don't practice, it diminishes, diminishes over time.
to me, I think really where I'm at, it's a lot of streams and everything, but I really want to have a nice location where I can go individually. I don't want to be in a kill zone while fishing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's the
saying? I
thing.
don't want them to wait me catch about 5, 6 fish. The next
Yeah,
thing
and
you
take
know,
it.
I have some go click click to my head like, damn.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
caught all this fish for them. You know?
There you go. That's the thing. That's what you have to think about too.
Yeah,
Same thing with your firearms. It's like
gotta be in
you have
that
to get to the
mindset.
fact. If I have to bug out, I'm only carrying at the most probably 5 weapons out of here with me. So all the other number, I'm arming somebody else up.
Yeah,
So maybe you should have a cache of your weapons
yeah,
somewhere outside of your home or in a secure area where you can get to them because otherwise you're arming up. Same thing if I'm canning stuff, I can only carry so much. So now I just have a stash for somebody else. But also maybe it's a place that you can come back to later. So realize that, you can only carry so much with you if you have to bug out and know what that is and be ready to leave some of that stuff behind.
yeah.
You can't
See,
carry everything.
this is
See,
funny here because Koi said hell no, and
see, like, yeah.
she says she's not. She eats sardines and won't go hunt. Now, what if they're both in a different environment when it
Yeah,
hits? When
yeah.
y'all, one might be in the city
Stuck in
visiting,
the
one
city,
might be
yes.
in the country.
Corey stuck in the city.
Yeah,
See you stuck in, see you
yeah.
stuck
So
out in.
you never know. So you don't say that. Don't ever say that because you don't know when it hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
So
the thing. You never know. That's the scariest part.
yeah,
If you're
that's
stuck
when
in
you
an
say,
area
yeah,
and yeah,
get that get home bag, carry that get
get
home
home.
bag.
How do you get home?
Mm,
You know,
yeah,
that's because everything's at home. So how do you get there?
yeah,
So yeah, so we think about those scenarios. What are you going to do? That 5, 10, 20 miles could really end up being like 100 miles in practicality for you to
yeah,
be able to,
yeah.
so know what you can do. Get you, like you said, some apps. I have a couple apps on my iPhone.
Oh yeah,
Topography, they can bring up those maps in various different forms, whether it's elevation, whether it's satellite shots, this, that, and the other. So you can see those things and print them out, get you some hard laminated copies of those, so at least
yeah.
in your general area, where the areas you can hike through or not hike through, elevation where you can hide out, this and that and the other, where you
Hmm.
get to a high ground area, so maybe you can surveil areas before you go into them. So you have to learn some of those tactics. I'm not an expert on any of that, but some things you do need to know and practice up on and be ready to do.
Yeah. Corey got that 72-hour bag.
There you
Got
go.
it out.
Into the back country, back to the country. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the country's not that far from San Antonio, but again,
yeah.
$2 just said if everybody's on the highway, that
EMP hits.
20 miles, yeah, you're stuck. And so how
Yeah,
do you get from here to my, bug out point that's in that, natural national park that's, 30 miles away, straight shot. But again, I'm not gonna be able to walk 30 miles in a straight line. I'm gonna have to go through certain valley and then over this to that point to this point. So how do I get there? Where do I, set up camp? How do I, hide myself? Do I take my ghillie suit and try to hide up? If I have my son with me, how do we navigate, those areas? What are safe areas? Where are safe zones? Where are danger zones? So if you haven't thought about that in advance, a lot of times you're walking into situations which may put you in peril.
And it's a lot of things that
Exactly.
we don't think about too. Learn your organizations. What I mean by that, learn who's the militia, learn the resistance. It's two different groups right there. I learned that at a gun show. Then you got your militia and you got your resistance. So they're totally two different
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah.
So, just learn, just sit down, take time out saying, okay, who's this? Who's this? If I run across this group or that group, what am I
I
gonna
know.
deal with? What I gotta deal, have yourself open minded when stuff hits the fan, not to be closed.
Yeah.
Because, knowing
You
is,
have to be
half
careful. You
the
have to
battle.
be careful because a lot of the militia down here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And see, then you got some at the end will be, hey, is that the right wing militia, left wing militia? Or do
Exactly.
you have your
Exactly.
resistance that they don't have no
Exactly.
zero tolerance? Now,
Exactly.
resistance, these people are talking about, old fashioned radios, transistor radios, carburetor vehicles. These people know the land, how to map out, how to live, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
basically. And, some groups, you know, they just, by any means necessary.
Yeah.
So,
Talking about land nav skills, have yourself a good compass. I have a lot
oh
of
yeah,
devices that have, compasses on there. Like my survival radio has a little backup compass on it. I have
yeah,
my survival knives. A couple of those have compasses in them. But get yourself a good Lensatic compass that you can buy at a lot of different places. Get your maps. There's a couple of good books. And one of the things I like here, we're a big military town. So a lot of the surplus stores, they have the old military books on how to use these things, how to
oh yeah,
navigate, how to read topographical maps, and they're selling them for like 50 cents. Those old U.S. Army, the beige U.S. Army, books that, okay, here's how you set, an azimuth. This is how you do this, that, and the other. So the resources are there. Get your maps, get your compass, so you know where north. If they say evacuate to the south, a lot of people will be like, okay, which way south?
yeah.
And if they get in a wilderness area, you end up walking in circles because you can't maintain, an aspect. You can't maintain area
True north,
trying to get to.
magnetic
So
north.
exactly. So get you some kind of out of the box skills that can help you out in situations because your car, radio, what is that? The system navigation system
Yeah.
may not work in that situation. Like you said, EMP situation that may not work, or maybe the satellite is out. So
Hmm.
this is the Sportneer. This
Yeah.
is a relatively. I love a lot of stuff that they're doing. I think they have this on Amazon as well. But anything
Oh,
that has a good type of lensatic type of compass, that's the type that you want. You want to have to be able to have a couple of features that are on there where you can set, different assets. You can set up your maps
oh
and
yeah, I
all
got a
that.
Sunto.
So it has a level on it as well, so that you make sure when
Yeah.
you're shooting your azimuths, you're relatively straight. So, but getting one and then learning all the features is an important part of it, because there's so many features just on this thing to know and how to use. We could spend hours just on that, but get get some of the resources, the books that are available,
Yeah.
and start with the basics. Okay, how to read it, how to set it up, how to set off magnetic north versus true north, how to
Yeah.
do those different types of things. So there's a lot of functionality out of that. So if you're off road or need to stay off the road, like they were saying before, knowing how to navigate off the main highways. I can't be on I-10 because everybody in the world is going to be on I-10. So how do I get from here where I need to, staying as far away from I-10 as possible? Being able to shoot between two high points. The hill country here in Leon Valley to my next point over there, and best way to travel that. Are there rivers or natural, areas of travel that I can use the same way that the deers do? They don't normally see them unless they're running across the road. How are they traveling? What paths are out there? Looking at where the hogs and stuff are traveling, be able to read the land and stuff like that. So get some of those tools that you may not think you normally need
Yeah.
and work on that. And it's fun for me. That's fun too.
And
But
when you get your maps, also, people, make sure you get your maps that show your altitudes and what your ground looks like. Don't wind up you got a map and next thing you know you wind up in a ravine. You're in a valley, a dead end. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get a right map that where you are location you can walk. Start walking in the park and just saying, okay, I know this distance is from this distance from a car from home.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Start pacing yourself, at nighttime.
that's
Start
what I
doing
do
your
with my
paces.
son.
You can do your paces right in the parking lot. Just learn, train yourself.
That's what I do with my son. I set up a little like not obstacle course, but okay, shoot an azimuth from here
Yeah.
to the mall down the street. And how would you travel that? Where's the best way? Look at your map so you see elevation. You don't want to be walking into a valley because you want to try to maintain high ground. What's the best path for that? So that's
Yeah.
just one little exercise because and just do some fun stuff like that every now and then just to kind of make it fun or just to keep your skills up to par. Situational awareness, definitely knowing what's around you. Stop being in your phone. Like it just amazes me how often, even people driving their car, I'm always seeing this.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, if I was looking for a lick, I could jack a bunch of people, man, because these people just have no clue. You can walk right up on them and just no clue what's going on, not only on the micro level, but on the macro level. Situations that are going on in the city, in the state of San Diego, they have no idea, no situational awareness, not being able to look at a person's face and body language and read that situation. So that doesn't look right. Let me get in the situation, knowing my exits, knowing what's going on. And that guy doesn't look. Everybody else in here is smiling. That guy is snarling and looking mad and got his
Yeah.
hands and eyes. His eyes look work so way, but his hands are moving, he's fidgeting, looking for stuff. Be able to know and read situations. And a lot of us have those street smarts, so we can tell when stuff's ready to pop off. We've learned, we have that skill. We know, okay, this doesn't feel right, so we put ourselves so. But practicing that, a lot of us have moved out of the hood, and sometimes we feel comfortable, because we're in the suburbs. But keeping that situational awareness is key for everything in every situation. You always want to be in front of the curve rather than behind because you're playing catch up. I don't like playing catch up. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, but trying to maintain that, trying to as much as possible. We can't do it 24/7. We all, have lapses and this and the other. We're trying to be as alert as possible. When you're coming in and out of your house, I see it every day. Situational awareness. People get in their car, they open up their garage, they sit in their car for 5 minutes. And if somebody was going to jack you, you'd be jacked because you don't even, realize that you're just sitting in the car, sitting there just waiting. Somebody just walk up on you and take you out. Don't sit in those transitional areas for a long period of time, knowing when you walk up to your door, looking around, making sure it's clear, getting in that house as quickly as possible. So situational awareness is key.
That is so true, man. That is so true. That we have to
And that's
look
what it's
around, make
yeah,
sure your head on a swivel.
always get in your house. Then you can kind of relax a little bit. But while you're out, just imagine you're always the lick somebody's looking for. Just imagine it. Somebody's always because that's what
Yeah.
they are. They're looking for an easy mark. They're not
Yeah.
gonna go after the person that's looking around and ready. They're looking for the easy mark. Most of the people who do that stuff, they don't want any confrontation, for the most part. So, and what Steve says right there is true. If you hear what these people are saying, you know, they did not expect this. They woke up to the sounds of bombs going off, and they were already in it. What's up, C man?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you see how fast it can happen. And the government's not going to typically tell you because they don't want mass panic. They're not going to come up and say, there's a potential for this because they know people are going to panic. There's going to be a run on the stores. There's going to be a run on gas. They want to try to keep things as calm as possible for as long as possible. We saw that play out just like that. People were on vacation. They said they were at the theater or the movies or at the park the next day. They went to sleep and woke up in the middle
A war.
of a war. And that's how fast it happened. So
Yeah.
getting ready, you know.
So this is what we're gonna do for everybody here on the chat. We want y'all to come on next Saturday and tell us what's in your bag. What do you
Yeah, I
have
would love to hear
prepared?
that. Yep.
Tell us. Come on here and show us, like, hey, this is what I have so far. So that way we can feel comfortable. We're not repeating ourselves. We're not going over and over. We want to make sure everybody out here in the chat group is at least prepared for something, even if you just got the bag.
Yeah. That's
Even
a
if
start.
you just got the backpack, that's the start. Some band-aids will feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Something's better than
One
nothing.
battery and one band-aid. I feel good for the battery, and
Yeah.
BP can feel good with the band-aid. So we just want to see something that, it's a start. We're not just talking, to ourselves and, YouTube. We just want to make sure everybody out here is, getting themselves prepared because, like I said, Ukraine, it just started overnight. You heard about it, and people were walking down the street. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna talk about it political. Yeah, they got it taken care of. Next thing you know, it's shelling.
Yeah, that's that normalcy bias. You
Yelling
think
and yelling.
everything is
That's
going to
all you
be
hear.
normal, like it was yesterday. That's
Yeah.
human nature. We all are guilty of it. But we also have to be students of history to realize this stuff can happen at the drop of a dime. No government,
Yeah.
nation, country gets through this unscathed. They always go through something. So we are in that same boat. So don't think that it can't happen here. Or
Peace
something
out,
like
St.
that.
Gorillas. Yeah.
What's up?
But yeah, like you said, Corey said, Putin already there.
Yeah.
But
I
they
want to see
prepared.
as many of us as possible to be ready. That makes me
Yeah.
feel good to know that people are ready, so that we're not out here having to make hard decisions on this, that, and the other. People are ready. People are prepared. People are able to take care of themselves, so that when after the stuff hits the fan,
Yeah.
again, we want to survive for a reason. We want to be able to build this community back quickly and better. I just don't want to. Like I always say, say nuclear war did happen. I don't want to be the only person to survive. First of all, I don't want to survive with a bunch of people who ain't about ready to do anything positive. What are we surviving for? I want
But
to be
see,
able
the
to.
point is too. Also, look at how many of us are stuck over there.
Yeah,
How many of y'all gonna be stuck in the city? Can't
yeah,
be using public transportation. Think about that now. Are you prepared to be stuck in your town, your city, with no transportation you can get on?
hmm
That's what some of us are dealing with in Ukraine.
yeah.
Wake up.
Just get ready because it could happen. We're hoping it doesn't. The probability may be low, but it's not zero.
Yeah.
If it's not zero, then you got to prepare for it. That's just the way I look at it.
Same
So
here.
yeah, I think that's a good thing. I would love to see, what people got, what people are working on, because again, it could be stuff that I'm missing that I never thought of. So,
Same
oh,
here.
wow, I never thought about that. Or I didn't know that was available. Oh, this, that. So, this, I don't have the market on knowledge and information. I don't think any of us do, but the more we share, the more we learn, the more we
Yeah.
can, be better prepared as a whole. So,
And like this community in the chat, we want y'all to participate. So
yeah.
don't be shy. Come in,
Come in, click that
Yeah.
link and come in here. Just even if it's just to say hi or say we bugging.
Yeah, just feel
Whatever it is.
comfortable, This is what it's
Exactly.
all about, you know what I'm saying? But next
Yeah.
Saturday, we want to see those bags. We want to see those purchases, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of the merchandise that y'all have prepared for yourself.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, I've picked up from several people. Well, I didn't know that was out there. That this company was there. That this was something that you could actually get commercially. So
Yeah.
it's a good
And if
thing.
you pick up 2 or 3 items, divide them in the bag. One is for your car bag, one is
That's
for
it.
your in-house bag, you know what I'm saying? One is for your travel. You just
That's
got to
exactly.
prepare yourself.
That's
Just not
exactly what I did.
one
This
bag.
is this is stuff that's going in my different bags. I have
Yeah.
2 different bags. I'm putting boom boom. I split them up and then my newest bag is gonna have this mid thing, you know. So, like you said, split that up. You know, you can never have too much. Get your bags and materials, start splitting them up, and optimizing that, or put them in different places, and have them ready to go.
That's right, $2. Survival key is called on Amazon.
There you
Oh,
go.
he said, what are the survival keys called? Master keys. That's what it is. Master keys. Oh, am I right about that? I think that is master keys.
Let me see. I think that's right.
Let me make sure.
I never thought about that. I think Carbon pointed out one day, like
We were
those,
talking, yeah. We were talking about
those-
those master keys of heavy equipment.
yeah, for those equipment, those big
Yeah.
heavy equipment. So I was like, what? They have master keys for those things? You can
Yeah,
just-
heavy equipment set, 24 keys
Yeah.
for
Go ahead
18
and get you a front
69.
loader or whatever else. This, that, and the other.
Bobcat case, caterpillars.
Yeah, I never knew that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Because you see those a lot around town, a lot of different places. So
Yeah.
in a survival situation, you may have to have that maybe to help build up, you know, a barricade or this, that, and the other, or use it for whatever reason, move heavy materials in the situation. So, you know, at that point, you know, you use the resources that are available to you. So having that option there is a great
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Man,
You know,
this has been a good one, man. We hit our mark and we've done outstanding. Once again, DP, we've done it again, man.
yes, sir. So
So next
like I said,
Saturday,
let's do it,
tomorrow
people.
Saturday, we're going to, people out there in the chat verse, we're going to challenge y'all. Because we done showed you our stuff. Now it's y'all turn.
Just come on up in here, share us, you know, show us what you got, you know, help us out, you know.
Yeah.
Share your information. Just let us know about your journey and things that you're dealing with. Because again, like you may have family members that you're dealing with. How do you talk to them? How do you, you know, get them, you know, on board to be a, you know, positive influence in a situation like this rather than being a hindrance? You want people to help you. You want to have people that are going to be, you know, not bringing anything to the situation. So
Yeah. We're not going to call y'all out. We know y'all ready. Some of y'all are ready. But
and if you're not, hey, it's nothing wrong. At some point, we all were there.
yeah.
So we have to start, all have to start somewhere. This is not about chastising, oh, why aren't you ready? It's like,
Yeah.
we love y'all. We want y'all to be ready. You know, if you care about people, you want to see and think of the best for them. So we
Oh, you
want
can
y'all to
be
be ready.
Hey, BP, you can be like me. Have a wrong plan for a whole damn year. Think you got something. And then, yeah, I got a bag loaded since last year. Ain't have a damn thing.
And that's the thing too. We have to say, okay, well, this isn't functional. This isn't doesn't even work for me. We've all been there. We have stuff that I bought, you know, yeah, that didn't work out. You know, I was wasting money. So we learn those lessons, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a process. So
It's been a good one.
all right, brothers and sisters. Yeah.
All right. We're out of here. And thank you again for
Y'all be
supporting.
good, fam.
Peace, y'all. Have a good one, y'all.
Peace. Yes, sir.